I haven't seen this channel in a long time or so. It's called Best Ever Food Review Show. So this guy went to New York and tried. Apparently, I guess he tried to find. I'm assuming, right? He tried to find New York City's expensive fried chicken. So I'd be very curious how expensive it is and how actually good it is. Is it gonna be served with like golden leaves and stuff like that or something? You know? I'm so curious.
Right now, I'm holding a platter of fried chicken, beautifully constructed by Chef Marcus
Hey, yo. Fried chicken?
Samuelson here at Red Rooster Harlem, and it costs $182.
But that is a lot. That is a lot of chicken, though, right? Right? Chat. Is this worth it to you guys? I'm not too sure. Like I said, I don't really eat chicken wings. It's very rare that I eat chicken wings, so super rare. I think we've only had it like maybe 3 or 4 times throughout my entire lifetime for chicken wings. Do you guys think it's worth it, chat? For 182?
A platter of fried chicken, beautifully constructed by Chef Marcus Samuelson here at Red Rooster Harlem, and it costs $182.
Yeah, 182 for all this entire plate. No, I don't like chicken wings. Eating with. Depending on menu. Nope. Okay, so it's not worth it. Got it.
Dollars.
Today, I'm on a mission to dig into the wide-ranging world of soul food, from cheap to expensive and everything in between.
The smell is intense. It's pungent.
It is.
And by the end of this video, you'll see the most expensive soul food money can buy in all of New York City.
When chefs are inspired by soul food, but they're trying to make something high-end, is there a point at which that food stops being soul food?
But first, something much more affordable. Right here in Harlem, a soul food
Still
buffet.
expensive?
But this buffet comes with a little twist.
Eat as much as you can, as long as you keep paying for it.
Yes.
Asterisk, keep paying.
What?
Classic Harlem was once the beating heart of black culture in America, a neighborhood that gave rise to the Harlem Renaissance, jazz legends, and civil rights voices. These days, the demographics have shifted, but its streets still pulse with that creative spirit. And when it comes to food, Harlem is soul food heaven, home to more classic soul food dishes than anywhere else.
Is that pork?
And at our
That looks
first
like
stop,
pork.
you can sample a plateful for under $10.
On the buffet, I think
Under
we have
$10?
20 hot dishes, and on the salad as well, 20 hot dishes.
Meet the owner, Miss Kim. She grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, then came to the USA chasing the American dream.
Does that factor into any of the cuisine here?
In 2009, she and her husband opened Jacob Restaurant, serving up their own unique spin on soul food.
It's not exactly the same, but you can find similarities between soul food and Caribbean food. So we don't have chitlins, but we have a form of chitlins. It's called souse.
Sure, I had souse in the Bahamas.
Pigfoot or...
It was sheep head or face.
Okay.
The coolest thing about this place, the food is hot and ready from the moment you step in the door, served up buffet style.
Interesting.
One of the
That does
major
look pretty
advantages
tasty,
of
I'm
a
not
place
gonna
like
lie.
this is you could sample 10 different foods in one meal.
But here, you don't pay a flat fee. You pay by the pound.
Now, if you're smart like me, you're gonna go.
So, wait. So you pay by the weight of the food? How much though? How expensive is it though?
Less with the Jell-O and more with the ribs. Jell-O is holding a lot of water. Not as much bang for your buck. Sorry, I have to throw in some buffet tips.
And for a city as pricey as New York, this place is a steal, offering a full pound of food for just $9.99.
Since we've opened, we've always
Is
had...
that good, chat? A pound of food for $9.99? What do you guys think? Like I don't really know. So do you guys agree with that? Are you guys cool with it? Or you guys be like, nah, that's still pretty expensive or so? Or is it pretty cheap for you guys?
At reasonable prices. We try our best to keep it where our customers can continue to enjoy the affordable food we supply.
Soul Food has a long list of iconic dishes, from fried chicken to mac and cheese. But today, we're here for the oxtail.
Oxtail is interesting because it's one of those foods that used to be overlooked, and then people turned this into something extremely delicious that has now become something extremely coveted. The market prices are going up because everybody's trying to get it now.
To prepare oxtail, the pre-sliced portions are tossed into a pot with water and scallions, onions, a load of spices, and thyme.
Oxtail is so good. It is definitely
Put in
very
it in a
good.
pressure cooker?
We don't cook it in a pressure cooker, no.
So that means you need to braise it even longer.
We do.
Oh, really?
Once the meat is nice and tender, heat some oil in a large pan. Toss in onions, green bell peppers, and red bell peppers. Then kick things
that
up
looks
with
like my
some
mom's
minced garlic
cooking right
and
there.
tomato paste. Stir it through, then pour in enough water to cover everything. Add garlic powder, dry chicken stock, food coloring, and gravy concentrate. Ooh, that's some focused gravy.
We cook it for about 2 to 3 hours, and then we braise it for about 2 hours, so it's soft.
Really soft.
I'm back where the blacktop breathes and brass.
Finally, combine water and cornstarch. Then pour it in to give that sauce its final silky thickness.
Out in the mouth
Really?
of death, yeah.
Yeah, that does look pretty good, I ain't gonna lie, to be honest. Damn, dude.
Today I'm doing an
Sheesh.
experiment to see, does putting more money into my soul food get me better soul food? You're gonna be with me later today as I eat one of the most
I don't think I've
expensive
tried
soul food dishes I've ever
soul
seen.
food.
Red Rooster.
That's right.
Meet Chef Mark, a proud New Yorker who spent decades perfecting his craft.
You are the personal chef for Fat Joe, who is now Skinny Joe.
Skinny Slim Joe.
Are you responsible
Oh, wow,
for
wait,
totally
what the fuck? Yo, holy shit, dude.
that? Personal chef for Fat Joe, who is now
Damn, I haven't seen this guy in a long time.
Skinny Joe.
Damn, he's lost some weight too as well. Holy shit, he's looking good. Goddamn, dude.
Slim Joe.
Are you responsible for that?
I'm partly responsible.
After working in kitchens all across the city, he became Fat Joe's personal chef.
For you,
Really?
what is the definition of soul food?
To me, it's the love of food coming from the South. When it comes to oxtails, it comes to chitlins, it comes to pig's feet, because that was the scraps
feet.
that were given to people
We
back
also-
in
we also
slavery
cook
days.
with that
We
too
took
as
everything
well.
that was kind of scraps and made it into something, and it evolved into its own cuisine.
This almost looks like what my mom cooks or so. That specific dish right there.
In slavery days, you took everything that was kind of scraps
Hey,
and made it
Fable.
into something, and it
This right here, this looks like what my mom cooks.
evolved into its own cuisine. So we kind of heightened what the scraps were.
I'm sweating in the back, breath smelling like sin. Heat.
When eating soul food in New York City, my biggest concern is whether I can handle the spice. Anywhere else,
is it
though, it's a
spicy?
much bigger gamble. Whether it's stomach problems or something more serious, finding a doctor should be the last thing that brings you pain. Luckily, it doesn't have to be that way, and that's why I'm proud to introduce ZocDoc, the sponsor of this video.
Oh my god, that's pretty crazy. Damn, I did not know that. To find a doctor. Okay.
Or its
Anyways.
disease, just set that appointment. Go to ZocDoc/besteverfood. Now back to that delicious soul food. These are a couple of iconic recipes that you hear about often in soul food: candied yams and oxtail. Now I think we should build up to the oxtail, but first of all, candied yams.
Start by loading yams
that-
into a giant
oh,
pot,
yams.
then dump in sugar, water, yellow food coloring, and an entire brick of butter. Now bring it all to
This looks like something similar that my mom cooks. I don't think she uses butter or anything like that.
a boil.
I grew up on candy yams. It is a staple. You gotta have this for the holidays, Easter, Christmas.
Once the yams are soft, stir in cornstarch dissolved in water to thicken up that sweet buttery sauce.
I think that it's a phenomenal dish because when you do it, it tastes like dessert.
Pour the mixture into a food tray and finish it off with cinnamon and raisins.
Let's try it out.
Cheers.
No raisins. I think she uses cinnamon, I think.
That's not
But I'm
too
not
bad.
too sure
Oh yeah,
though.
the yam itself is already very sweet. They're not too soft and they're not too hard. But then there's just a nice glaze on there. It's
But
not
my mom has
overly
made like
sweet, but
sweet
just enough
yams
to
like that,
accompany the
you know,
natural
like that kind of
sweetness from the
specific
yam.
way.
I like
It might
It's
be a
good
little
yam,
bit
too,
different
'cause
though.
You don't pick that yam right. You can get a yam and it's kind of not sweet, more like a bitter taste.
It's not ready.
It's not ready. This is ready.
Just like a talent agent, you have to know when they're ready.
That's right.
Like P. Diddy.
He's more than ready.
Jesus.
He's been overcooked.
So right here we have the
God
oxtail.
damn
Now,
it,
it looks
dude.
saucy. I like the amount of meat that I'm seeing around that bone. For me, I don't want to have a bone and then just a little bitty piece of meat around that bone. Like the bigger the diameter around the bone, the better.
Didn't I teach you that word already?
Pause? Okay. I'm talking a lot about bones and meat, and it's all about to go in my mouth. Pause. All right, let's go for it. Mine is not tough at all, especially for not being in a pressure
should be
cooker. I'm
soft.
pretty impressed. I mean, it certainly has some bite to it. It's not falling off the bone,
Yeah.
but at least it's not tough. I like the taste of the gravy. It's very salty. There's a bunch of
Yeah, I've
turmeric
had
inside. My
oxtail
fingers
before.
are
It's
dyed
good.
yellow. This is
It's
a good food to eat while
really
you're
good.
driving.
Yeah, sure. You just dry, thick, throw the bone out the window.
This makes sense for this price point here. I think if they put it in a pressure cooker, it might get a little bit softer, maybe a little bit more gooey. The fat would render down a little bit more because there are some harder chunks of fat or lard just staying in that fatty shape. But overall, satisfying. This was a great start. For the price point, there's a lot going on here. But I'm just getting started. I have a lot more to see today, and by the end of this video, we're gonna reunite at Red Rooster for the most elevated version of soul food that I'll be trying today. You ready?
So it's the most expensive one, I see.
After that oxtail, we're
What do you
moving on to
mean?
an even more
Don't scare
unusual
anybody.
animal organ. I'm talking about pig intestines. In soul food, this once discarded part of the animal became a dish known as chitlins. And here at Sylvia's, people now pay a pretty penny for the very same dish. A dish pioneered by a soul food legend.
My mom was a person that loved people, and she loved for people to enjoy her cooking.
To learn more about her story and the restaurant she started, I'm joined by the CEO and Sylvia's son, Kenneth,
She felt it was a privilege for her to serve a guest.
and her grandson, Marcus. He's the head chef and the man in charge of delivering top-notch intestines.
The biggest thing about Sylvia's was always like people coming to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother always wanted the highest standard of food because that's what makes people want to be around you. I accepted that role as this is still grandma's house, and as long as people are coming here, they're gonna get the best food from me.
In the early 1900s, millions of Black Americans left the South, carrying their culture, their music, and their food to new cities in the North, a movement known as the Great Migration. One of them was Sylvia Woods, who brought her southern roots to Harlem and built one of the most iconic soul food restaurants in America.
Coming from the South, the
Interesting.
town that we grew up in, people took their food so serious. So that's what she brought to Harlem.
It's just different cultures, my friend.
There are so many different iconic dishes that belong to that category, but today I'm here
That's normal
for
things
one.
that we
Now,
eat.
if you looked at it written on paper, it might look like chitterlings, but I believe that's not
We
how it's
call it
pronounced.
chitlins.
Yes,
Chitlins.
chitlins.
Some proper folks say chitterlings.
I don't want to be that proper.
No. Once you eat enough of that, you're not gonna be saying chitterlings anymore. Yeah, no.
To make the chitterlings, or chitlins,
No, you're
first
good.
clean the pig's
know why
intestines
you-
and stomach
I don't know.
thoroughly with
I don't know
vinegar.
why you're
And
saying
I
my
do
bad.
mean thoroughly, or else the odor this organ
have to
puts off could
experience
be
it.
too much to
An
bear.
actual
They come
good
in clean,
dish.
but you're still gonna clean them regardless because you want to clean them as much as possible.
Next, move them to a big pot of water. Add celery, onions, and even more vinegar. Then boil for 3 hours.
I've never tried this food, but about a year ago, I was in Malaysia and I was eating pig fallopian tubes.
Okay.
Wow, I've never heard of that being eaten, but
Right, so I was eating it across from my good friend Calvin, and as he took a bite, he said,
Not only does it look delicious, but it reminds me of chitlins in the South.
and I just thought, oh man, I haven't tried that food yet. I have tried fallopian tubing, but I've not tried chitlins, so I think it's long overdue.
Once cooked, strain and add ice. The ice stops the meat from cooking further and
Really?
locks in their signature springy texture.
a lot of foreigners will try it when they come to the restaurant. Because when they see the title, they're thinking chicken or something like that, and it's like, no. So when you describe it, they're like, oh, no, that's not what I was getting.
Now chop the intestines and stomach into smaller, more bite-sized pieces. Back into the pot they go, this time with chopped celery, another hit of vinegar, Sylvia's collard green seasoning, chicken rub, black pepper, chili flakes, bay leaves, and salt.
That's actually pretty good, actually.
It's something that you grew up
Hey,
eating.
Scarlett.
But a lot of that upbringing is kind of fading away. A lot of people aren't growing up in the house with Big Mama telling you to eat chitlins.
Finally, scoop them out and serve
Yeah,
on a
that does
plate
look
as the
tasty, I ain't gonna
centerpiece,
lie, to
with
be
the
honest.
supporting cast of mac and cheese and collard greens on the side.
Damn.
I'm about to go on a culinary journey, and you are my guide. Can you tell me what this food means to you and where this fits in with your life or your childhood?
Oh my God. These chitlins, they transport me back to my grandma Amelia's kitchen. Now, chitlins were only served at special occasions. When you saw chitlins on that table, you knew that it was something great either happening or about to happen.
Joining me for this
really?
meal,
Huh,
Sylvia's
never knew about
niece,
that.
Melba Wilson, the restaurateur, cookbook author, and TV personality known as the new queen of soul food.
So this is my first time seeing chitlins in front of me on a
interesting.
plate. The
Remember,
smell
chat, anything is edible if
is not
if
what I
you're
expected.
brave
It's
enough.
a pretty strong and tender intense kind of gamey, porky smell.
Yeah, it's pungent.
It's pungent.
It is.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's been the case with many foods I've tried that they have a strong smell, but then when you eat it, it's a much more mild flavor.
Totally. It's the same thing with chitlins.
I think we should build up to the chitlins
That's
and maybe
from the
try one of these
Philippines,
sides.
so I have
Which
no
one is
idea what it
speaking to you
is.
here?
Oh my God. Well, you know, it's all about them greens, baby. It's all about the greens. So let's go in for the collard greens.
Collard greens trace their roots to Africa, but they found a new home in the American South, where these hardy, loose-leaf cabbages thrived in poor soil. Slow cooked with bits of pork, they became a cornerstone of traditional soul food.
Collard greens, again, were bitter
interesting.
greens, so a lot of people did not want them. We, again, had to take these and turn them into something that were delicious and delectable.
Let me give it a shot.
Cooked to perfection.
And I love the addition of pork here too. Immediately I can see it and I can
Also
taste it.
steamed.
There's pork fat inside. You're getting the animal juices mixed with the greens.
And I love having some stems to give it texture as well.
So you could try to compare it to boiled spinach, but it's more firm. And like you said, the stems give it even a more firm, fibrous texture.
These are really good.
So that
Really?
leads me to the mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese.
I like the history
You might
tidbit
think
on it,
mac
to
and
be
cheese
honest.
is as American as it gets, but its story starts with Thomas Jefferson's enslaved chef, James Hemings, who learned to make the dish in France and brought the recipe back to Virginia, creating one of America's most loved comfort foods.
So wait, so mac and cheese came from France? Is that what it said, right? Let me see.
And brought the recipe back to Virginia.
So let me go back.
Chef James Hemings, who learned to make the dish in France and brought the recipe back to Virginia,
So that's how he. So that's where the origins of mac and cheese came from. That's interesting.
one of America's most loved comfort foods.
Let's go for it. There's some good mac and cheese right here. I love that the cheese is evenly distributed.
Damn, that looks so good. I ain't gonna lie, to be honest.
Very good.
So good.
Are all these recipes still the same?
Oh, these recipes are the same. The restaurant's just celebrated 63 years.
Sylvia's recipes have remained the same for decades, but the neighborhood around Sylvia's has not.
Me growing up as a kid here in Harlem, a special place. I remember walking down to the Renaissance Ballroom and just waiting to see who would walk out. Would it be James Brown? Would it be Gladys Knight?
What began as a cultural hub for Black America was later devastated by the heroin and crack epidemics.
Got hit terribly by drugs, and it was less desirable to live here.
Now, Harlem is safer, but it's not the same. Gentrification's pushing out some of those who built it, and soon we'll meet a woman fighting to preserve its culture. But first, chitlins.
Interesting.
This is so many chitlins. I've had plenty of intestines in my life. Usually it's a smaller pile.
These are some good chitlins.
The nose experience is very different from the mouth experience. The olfactory experience is very gamey, it's got a funk to it, and it's intimidating, if I'm honest. When I first smelled it, I go, oh wow, it really still has a lot of intensity to it. But when you put it in your mouth, it's almost like eating a nice stinky piece of cheese. This food is anything but bland.
Oh, it's
Really
delicious.
interesting.
It's
Go finally
delectable.
connecting with
It's
her
delightful.
1%
It's
black side.
chitlins, Sonny.
Man, you
It's
missed the bar rescue
chitlins.
stuff, man. We're gonna watch another one because I'm so
The texture
interested
itself
in
is
it.
very soft. Every bite you take, it's like a sponge of juices being squeezed out of the intestines.
Totally. I see you going back for seconds and thirds. You are enjoying the chitlins.
I like it way more than I thought I would.
Yes.
It's really good.
It's amazing.
From chitlins, we're leveling up to a soul food
Interesting,
icon,
okay.
fried chicken. But this is no ordinary fried chicken. In fact, the price for this entire fried chicken platter is $182.
Jesus.
So how did they get to that price for something that seems so simple?
Does more money equal better soul
The
food?
question is, how good is the fried chicken? This shit has to blow my clothes off, like from Shokugeki no Soma, for me to be like, to justify the price for that, because that's pretty expensive, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I don't think it's as simple as that.
To tell me more, the man behind Red Rooster Harlem, Chef Marcus Samuelson, whose cooking is known for blending soul food with global influences.
You're born in Ethiopia, but you grow up in Sweden, and you're there for a couple of decades. Can you tell me when and how you got more interested in the types of flavors that you're serving here at Red Rooster?
Yeah, you
As a
missed the
black
first
chef,
episode.
I always wanted to learn more about black cooking in America and my own identity. Where does that fit into? So that's a long sort of process. It took me 10 years.
Born in Ethiopia, Chef Marcus Samuelson was adopted to Sweden at age 3,
Well,
where
that's a
his
lot of
grandmother
hair.
inspired his love for cooking. Following that passion, he moved to Harlem, learning from local diners and legendary black chefs. Red
Ooh.
Rooster Harlem is his story on a plate, or should I say, platter.
I ain't gonna lie, that does look pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm so curious how good it is, though.
So the idea of making high-end soul food, it's interesting because many would say, you know, soul food came out of lack. People not having premium cuts of the animal, people having to make do with whatever they had and somehow still making it taste delicious. So how do you marry that with this idea of making food more premium or at a higher
Take care,
level?
Pharaoh.
It
Be
comes down to
safe.
experience. When you go to a Spanish restaurant in Spain, part of it is the journey and the experience. And Southern cooking, soul
That's
food
true.
experience is no different. When you eat at Red Rooster, where we have live music 5-6 nights a week, that is very different than singular eating in a restaurant with no entertainment. We put out platters because that actually stops our service from going back and forth so many times. It doesn't make a lot of noise for the musicians. We built this with the total experience that we do at Red Rooster.
Perfect. Chef, let's go make some chicken.
Right now, I'm gonna show you how to make Red Rooster's world famous fried chicken. I got my chicken over here, bone in, which really sets us up to have a really nice, moist chicken. And then I got my bread, we got some regular flour and some cornmeal. That's really the blend of the crunch.
Woke up to the hum of the A-train side.
Spices, some of them secretive, some of them not. Smoked paprika, some dried parsley, some thyme, a little bit of pepper and cumin. You wanna blend this up.
From here, each piece of chicken is dredged and sent straight to the fryer.
Interesting.
Then we go down and fry it again. The second fry is what's gonna reassure the crunch.
Ah, interesting. Damn, that
Finally,
is a nice golden brown look. I'm not gonna lie, to be honest.
Finishes with a glaze of honey, lemon, and Berbere seasoning. Chef Marcus Samuelson's signature touch. On the side, it's served with creamy stone ground grits.
You know what I want to do, chat? When like in the future, right? And like let's say for example I do blow up, right? Like, you know, I get a lot of support and everything and everything like that. What I want to do is like kind of like do what onigiri does with cooking and everything, but I want to experiment with like cooking and stuff like that, you know? It would be nice to like try like getting some of like trying like some of these ingredients and try to mix it with like Hispanic food or with Asian food and having like a combination to see like what works and what doesn't work, you know? I think it'd be pretty cool to do like an experiment stream, you know, like cooking experiment stream. And then we'll have like normal cooking streams, but I would love to have like one specific day where we like experiment things that we watch or so from these specific videos and like try to mix it in to see if we can get a new blend of a fusion of like different cultures into a dish and see how it works out, you know? Yeah, the southern fry, you got to do it twice. I see.
And macaroni and cheese. The final product, soul food on another level.
When we talk about original cuisines in America, we have a lot of food, but we do not have a lot of original cuisines.
VTuber
So I would say,
Guga?
Native American.
Yeah, we can do that. We can definitely do that. Something like that, you know?
Cooking, soul food is right there. Creole is another original
I enjoy
cuisine,
cooking. I love
right? So
cooking.
it's
Cooking
not
is
a lot
fun.
of times that you find something that is truly original in cooking.
What about tater tot hot dish?
That's a hit.
Returning for the final meal, Chef Mark. Across from him, Nicole Moore, a writer, activist, and the creative force behind Black Harlem Lives.
So I saw part of this in the kitchen. I saw the fried chicken component, but then you put it in kind of a glaze or a sauce. Can you talk about that?
You were alluded to what is a Swedish guy doing fried chicken, right? And I'm going to tell you.
I didn't say it exactly that
it's
way.
all right. It's all good. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. First of all, since I wasn't born here, raised here, I didn't have childhood memories to fried chicken. So I had to learn it here. And going over to see Charles at Charles Pan Fried Chicken was the best for me. Harlem didn't need another fried chicken joint. Sure.
I mean, we could always have another one.
Doesn't hurt.
It's not going to hurt us. We are not going to ever take out Sylvia's. Their bird is their bird. Charles' bird is Charles' bird. But here you're coming for a different experience, and that's what this chicken represents. So it was really about then, okay, where do we do this switch? And for me, it's really about the glaze. And
The only problem is I have to find a place where I can like I'll either have to get myself my own kitchen, like my own setup kitchen to do this kind of thing, or try to find a decent house or like a separate house. Like Mama Azza thought I have her house and then I have my house where my house would be specifically for the cooking stream and everything, you know, or like the experimentation, you know, experimentation and cookie stream and stuff like that that we can have fun on stream, you know.
Adding in berbere, my Ethiopian side, into it. Berbere is made all over Ethiopia, but it's sun-dried, right? So dried chilies, dried garlic as a base, and then cumin, garlic, ginger.
My mouth is watering.
We're about to jump in, but I want you to just talk about the sides here too.
We also mess with those seasonings
So
too
again,
as
mac
well.
and cheese,
Some of those
like
in our
iconic side, but we
in our
twisted it from the
kitchen.
beginning, adding in greens into our mac and cheese, and then lobster, and then with the grits, you know, having something that is just home. We lean into the bougie. Mark would know about that. I
The
wouldn't know anything
bougie.
about that.
So this is the bougie life.
Slightly. Let's try it. Can I give it a shot?
Yeah, please do.
Just gotta make sure Nicole gets some.
Thank you.
It's like eating with your brothers, you know what I mean? Like they're going in.
I grew up with 5 siblings.
Cooking studio,
I'm
don't
very
worry, King will
competitive
pay
around
for
the
it.
dinner
Best
table.
kitchen
we're
utility.
going in.
Hell
Now
yeah,
it's free
dude.
for everybody. Get in.
Just for the cooking streams,
This
you
is
know.
called crazy. This is crazy good.
The mac and cheese in particular.
Crazy good.
I agree.
Instead of macaroni noodles, Chef Marcus applies his own twist with pakeri, a large tube pasta with plenty of surface area for cheese to cling to.
The mac and cheese, excellent, creamy. The lobster fits in seamlessly. It
Really,
definitely feels like
lobster?
it belongs there. They're meant to be together. It's excellent. I love it.
You know what I love about this fried chicken? It has that crunch.
Crunchy on the outside, moist on the inside.
All right, I'm going for it.
Interesting. Authentic void cooking, yeah. Because like I said, so this might be a stretch or so. You know, this might be a stretch or so. But one of my goals, or dream goals, I'll just call it a dream goal personally, would be opening up a restaurant, but opening up a Salvadorian, like a Salvadorian fused restaurant or so. I don't know where exactly I would like to do it. I think personally I would love to see it in Japan or so. I think bringing that specific culture to Japan would be very interesting to kind of like see. And I would love to have my, you know, when I get my own VTuber model and everything like that, to be the mascot for the actual restaurant itself. And we'll come, you know, we'll do pupusas, and then we'll do all of the great authentic, you know, Salvadorian food with mixture infused with Mexican, and then like, well, I know how to cook some Asian dishes, so I would love to see if we can find a way to mix like Mexican, Salvadorian, and Japanese food into one to find like a good balance of one specifically, right? Of specific foods. Because I know there's one specific food that has been blowing up or so recently in the Hispanic Mexican scene. It's ramen birria. That's what I've been hearing. Birria with birria beef and like birria the soup base mixing in with like ramen noodles itself. And then there's another one or so that has been popping up or so recently. It's wonton. They use the wonton wrappers and they fried them, but they make them into a taco. So they make fried wonton tacos. And that's like the most recent one that I've been hearing besides the birria one. And that's basically like, is what's been kind of like, there's been like a certain trend or so with certain restaurants that have been combining Hispanic and Asian culture together, and that's what I would love to do, you know.
Oh, that's good.
It was like one of those like Jermaine Dupri. Damn, that's good. That's the best side.
So juicy on the inside, extremely crunchy on the outside, but what really sets it apart is that berbere seasoning. It feels like American fried chicken, but then I'm getting the flavors that I've had in the past when I was in Ethiopia. And it's kind of just like all your background, all your experience, all your lived history in one food.
But that's also Harlem, right? When you come as an immigrant, you want to figure out in this big city, where do I belong? New York is this inviting place if you respect it. Because you can't come and copy, paste. Harlem would never respect anything or anybody that is just like that.
Speaking of Harlem, you've started the Black Harlem Lives initiative, and it came about in 2016 for an interesting reason. Can you talk about that?
In 2016, there was an op-ed in the New York Times that says Black Harlem had come to an end.
Why do you think they said that?
I think people focused on
the Mexican
new
pizza
Harlem,
is the one
and they would
blowing
see
up.
maybe a lot of
Whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Or it's going to Abyssinia, for example, and most of the tourists are white, but they're not
Stop
the
your
folks
Mexican
that are in the
pizza.
front or the second row of the church every Sunday.
Starting in the early 2000s, Harlem went through a wave of gentrification. White newcomers moved in, rents increased, and many longtime black residents were pushed out of their own neighborhoods.
So I started this campaign, and I go around taking photographs of folks in the barbershop, the hair braiders on 125th Street, girls and boys hanging out on the city bikes, enjoying themselves, just to show that we're still here, we're still thriving. So it's just making sure that I honor our spirit and our culture, because we're still creating culture here.
Her goal, to recenter the voices of Harlem's black community, past and present, before they're erased from the narrative.
Have you achieved your goal?
It's ongoing, it's never going to end, and so I'm not going to stop documenting, because a culture is here, but it's always evolving. And even to this day, there's still the pockets that happen on the street corners that if you don't live in this neighborhood, if you don't have relationships, you're not gonna have access to that, and that's what I find the most interesting, is what's happening on the corner, what's happening behind buildings, what's happening in the alleys. Like, that's where culture is really formed.
I always talk about the four corners, like the food, the hospitality, the environment, but the last corner is the most important when you come to Red Rooster. That's Harlem. That thing never changes. It might be different people, but the minute we don't have that, we're done.
Today I ate soul food at 3 different levels. Very affordable, very mid-price, and very expensive. And if I had to choose one, it would be that fried chicken platter at Red Rooster. Here's the deal. Today I learned a lot from Chef.
Really, it's actually the best one. So curious to see how good it is. I think I know who we can send as an operative over there. Scrap, you can go over there for us. You can tell us if it's good or not.
Marcus Samuelson. And what I learned is it's not just about the food. Although let me say, the food, absolutely delicious. That chicken, tender and juicy on the inside, on the outside, crunchy with a delicious sweet Berbere glaze. I liked it. But beyond the food, it was also about the atmosphere, the ambiance, the way the people and the staff make you feel when you walk in the door, about the entertainment, the live music. As you can see throughout the day, as we paid more, it wasn't just the quality of the food that changed. It was also the quality of the experience. But that is just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think downstairs in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.
His fingers are orange and everything. That's kind of funny. I'm so curious to see if I have any YouTube, not YouTube, yeah, some YouTuber audiences or so that live in New York and has tried soul food or has tried these specific restaurants in general. I'm so curious on that. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like watching these videos. These videos are pretty cool to watch, in my personal opinion. I think personally, like, just looking at like specific like different foods from different cultures and everything, and trying to get ideas or so maybe in the future, you know, if I do manage, you know, if you know, let's say for example I do blow up and everything like that, right? Maybe we can do some cooking streams. I wouldn't mind, you know, cooking something like that at the end of the day. I did just recently cook some ramen or so. This is probably the most latest ramen cook I did. It's pretty nothing super crazy or anything like that, of course, you know. But usually I cook a little bit more fancier when it comes to my ramen or so. But you know, it's something for myself or so, but you know, because I'm sick and everything like that. So, you know, still trying to recover, of course. Looks like I have a limit or so in speaking and everything. So anyways, that's the end of the video. And who knows, maybe one day we'll do some cooking streams in the far future, you know, very, very, very far future, of course. Who knows, maybe you might see my food somewhere in a restaurant or something. Cool, we'll go Hollywood on us and make someone else do that cooking stream. Yeah, I'm gonna make your mama do it. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And yeah, one day indeed.